Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you all okay and doing your work properly. So keep it up. Let's continue our chapter 6 of class 12, that is molecular basis of inheritance. In my last class, I have explained you about the transcription in prokaryotes. Today we will study about transcription in eukaryotes. I have already told you what is transcription and how through this process RNA is formed, which is responsible for translation. There is no such differences between the process of transcription in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. But in eukaryotes, there are two complexities are found, which we will discuss here. Now let's see, like prokaryotes, what are the transcriptional unit? The transcriptional unit again is consist of structural gene, a promoter, terminator, sigma factor, rho factor, and DNA dependent RNA polymerase. There must be one question arise in your mind, why I am not write here single DNA dependent RNA polymerase? Because in the transcription eukaryotes, the RNA polymerase means DNA dependent RNA polymerase is divided into different types for transcribing tRNA, mRNA and rRNA. So as we know, or as we see that how in prokaryotes the process continued from the structural gene from a region of promoter to the region of terminator, means how RNA is formed. In case of eukaryotes also the same process will continue, and it is also completed through three steps. Again it is also completed through three steps. First is initiation, as you know. Second is your elongation, and third one is termination. So these are the transcriptional units, and this is the steps which is involved in the process of transcription. So as I have told you, the region 3' to 5' is considered to be the template strand, and on the template strand or on the segment of template strand the structural gene is present which further go for transcription. And another thing you also know that in eukaryotes the segment of DNA is monocystonic, means only a single segment of the DNA will go or processed for transcription. That's why in eukaryotes it is monocystonic gene. And in eukaryotes also, after completion of transcription, translation occur, means the DNA get converted into RNA. This is called as transcription, and RNA get converted into protein is called as translation. But you know that during the transcription in prokaryotes, both transcription and translation occurs simultaneously. But in eukaryotes, this will not happen. First, transcription occur, then after transcription in eukaryotes, it goes for processing. Means there are two complexities that is not found in case of prokaryotes, that is found in case of eukaryotes. And after this processing, we will get a fully processed mRNA which will further projected for translation. Clear? So now let's discuss what are the complexities. Dear students, remember one thing. While you are showing transcription in eukaryotes, you should draw the same diagram that I have made in my last class for prokaryotes, because The transcription is not different in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Only some extra steps are added in the transcription of eukaryotes that are called as the complexities. And we will now discuss what is the two complexities. So I think I don't need to draw the same diagram again. You can do this. First you will see, initiation, how promoter binds with sigma factor, and how elongation will occur by the help of RNA polymerase, and then terminator binds with rho factor, then RNA polymerase will remove and mRNA we get, but that mRNA is not processed. So now let's see what are the complexities. Complexities of transcription. Clear? So as I have explained here, in case of eukaryotes, the gene is monocistronic. Monocistronic gene means, suppose this is the newly formed mRNA, and after transcription it is go through processing. Means in monocistronic gene, there is some introns and exons are found. These are called as introns. These are introns and these are exons. Exons are the segments in the monocistronic gene in which transcription occur, as they are transcriptionally active region. Exons are transcriptionally active region or active area where transcription will occur. So let's see two extra complexities or activities. Two extra activities takes place. First activity, the level of RNA polymerase, DNA dependent RNA polymerase is separately explained, or each RNA polymerase has a separate function. Means RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2 and RNA polymerase 3 transcribe the three different type of RNA. As we know that the RNA is of three types. Mostly RNA is of three types. RNA is of three types. And those RNAs are mRNA, means messenger RNA, tRNA, means transcription RNA, and rRNA. Complexity number 1. The level of RNA polymerase is, the level of RNA polymerase is divided among different type of RNA. Recall that in prokaryotes, I have told you that there is no division of level of RNA polymerase in prokaryotes. A single DNA dependent RNA polymerase polymerizes all the functions. Means the single DNA dependent RNA polymerase will polymerize for all these three RNAs in case of prokaryotes. But here in case of eukaryotes, these three RNAs are transcribed by RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2 and RNA polymerase 3. So let's see which RNA polymerase transcribe to which RNAs. Clear? First RNA polymerase 1 transcribes rRNA. Clear? rRNA is transcribed by polymerase 1. So we can say this is polymerase 1, or polymerase 1 is transcribed by rRNA is transcribed by polymerase 1. Then your polymerase 2 transcribes mRNA. So here polymerase 2 and here polymerase 3. So let's let's understand this in detail. The first complexity I have told you. Then we will see second complexity. But before this, let's see. First, as I have told you, there are different type of RNAs and their function is to transcribe by different type of RNA. So here rRNA is transcribed by polymerase 1. Clear students? rRNA is transcribed by polymerase 1. rRNA means ribosomal RNA, which is responsible for protein synthesis. rRNA means ribosomal RNA, and ribosome is the main source for protein synthesis. That's why the rRNA functions as the area for protein synthesis, and it has many units like your 26 unit, then 18S unit, 26S, 18S, 5.8S. S means Svedberg unit. You already studied in class 11 that the amino acids or the ribosomes are, the ribosomal unit is referred to as S. S means Svedberg unit, as the scientist Svedberg discovered this. So RNA polymerase 1 is transcribed by rRNA is transcribed by polymerase 1. tRNA is transcribed by polymerase 2, and mRNA is transcribed by polymerase 3. Clear? So you can write here clearly. First we will write rRNA. This is polymerase 1. Then your tRNA transcribed by polymerase 2. Then your mRNA, or this is also called as hnRNA. HN means heteronuclear RNA. Heteronuclear RNA is transcribed by polymerase 3. Which polymerase? RNA polymerase. Or you can remember this, which is transcribed by polymerase 1, polymerase 2, polymerase 3. RTM is the sequence. R for polymerase 1, T for polymerase 2, and 3 for polymerase 3, means M for polymerase 3. So RTM is the sequence 1, 2, 3. Insert RTM is equal to 1, 2, 3. RNA polymerase 1 transcribes rRNA, RNA polymerase 2 transcribes tRNA, RNA polymerase 3 transcribes mRNA. This is the first complexity that is not found in prokaryotes, but that is found in eukaryotes, as we are seeing here. So the second complexity means, as we know that in eukaryotes there are so many events to be take place. That's why a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase is not sufficient to fulfill their requirement. That's why the division of labor of RNA polymerase is separated or is divided. So I have told you here the first complexity. Then second complexity is, as it contains the exon and intron, means intervening sequences and coding sequences, it need to be processed, means the monocystronic genes should be processed, means how the intron should be removed and the exons should be joined. So this process will take place. Extra activity occur is splicing, then your capping, and then tailing. During splicing, the introns are removed. And the exons we get, these are the exons. These exons will join by the help of DNA ligase. Clear? So here exonuclease and endonuclease, you remember I explained you about exonuclease and endonuclease. Exonuclease cuts end to end of the DNA segment, whereas endonuclease cuts the DNA segments from a particular sequence. So here the endonuclease is used for cutting a piece of RNA. Then after removing the introns, the by the help of DNA ligase, these exons are joined. Joining of, they are joined. Joining of exon, joining of exons by using DNA ligase. As you know that DNA ligase helps in the joining of the segments. So now these are the processes. So after joining, capping will occur. Remember students, in DNA the polarity is from 3 prime to 5 prime. But in RNA the polarity is from 5 prime to 3 prime. This is RNA. Which RNA? mRNA. I have not drawn the diagram because the diagram is same for both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So after completion of transcription, the mRNA we found is not ready for transcription because it needs some processing. And that processing it first, the division of RNA is divided, and second processing is it takes place through 3 steps: splicing, capping and telling. And all these activities are occur on mRNA. Means first introns will be removed, then the exons will be joined by the help of DNA ligase. After joining of these exons, the process of capping and telling occurs. Remember students, capping occurs at the region of 5 prime, and this is done by the enzyme methyl guanosine triphosphate, MGPPP. It is simply you can write capping is done at capping. You understand splicing? In splicing we cut the DNA segment, means the RNA segment which we get, introns are removed and exons are joined. After this capping occurs, in capping it takes place from 5 prime end. As suppose this is a DNA whose polarity is 3 prime to 5 prime. Here termination occur, and after termination we will get, that is from 3 prime to 5 prime. Then its polarity is like this, means in the direction of 5 prime to 3 prime. So capping will occur from here. You can see capping will occur from here by the help of methyl guanosine triphosphate. Clear? So it takes place from 5 end, and by the help of methyl guanosine triphosphate. Then after capping, means the exons are joined, then capping process will occur, exons joined, capping occur. After this, telling will occur. Third step, telling. And telling occurs at 3 prime region. 3 prime end. And this process will be done by the help of adenylate residue. By the help of, telling is done by adenylate residue. Clear? First splicing occur, introns are removed, exons are joined, and then after joining this, capping occurs from 5 prime end by the help of methyl guanosine triphosphate. Then after capping, the last process is telling, and telling occurs at 3 prime end by the help of adenylate residue. And after this, we will get a fully processed or matured mRNA. Now this is the hnRNA is called as fully processed mRNA. After transcription, we will get the RNA is not fully processed. That RNA is called as hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA, and that heterogeneous nuclear RNA goes through extra steps, that is splicing, capping and telling, and after splicing, capping and telling, it will get converted into fully processed mRNA, or we can say mature RNA. When we get a mature RNA, then the process of transcription will complete. Now that mature mRNA is get ready for translation. I think you understand students. हिंदी में बता दूं, प्रोकैरियोट में क्या होता है? प्रोकैरियोट में ट्रांसक्रिप्शन जैसे होता है, यूकैरियोट में भी वैसे ही होता है। और जो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन का यूनिट है, जैसे कि प्रोमोटर, स्ट्रक्चरल जीन, टर्मिनेटर, सिग्मा फैक्टर, रो फैक्टर, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज, ये सेम होता है दोनों में। पर एक डिफरेंस क्या है, जो आरएनए पॉलीमरेज है प्रोकैरियोट्स में, उसका लेवल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड नहीं है अमॉन्ग डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ आरएनए। मतलब हमें 3 टाइप के आरएनए के बारे में पता है, टीआरएनए, आरआरएनए, एमआरएनए। टीआरएनए मीन्स ट्रांसफर आरएनए, आरआरएनए राइबोसोमल आरएनए, एंड एमआरएनए मीन्स मैसेंजर आरएनए। सो इन तीनों का काम जो है, जब यूकैरियोटिक में ट्रांसक्रिप्शन होता है, इन तीनों का काम अलग अलग आरएनए पॉलीमरेज के थ्रू होता है। तो जैसे कि मैंने यहाँ पे बता रखा है कि आरएनए पॉलीमरेज 1 जो है ट्रांसक्राइब करेगा आरआरएनए को। ये कॉमन एक आरएनए पॉलीमरेज नहीं होता है यूकैरियोट्स के केस में। पॉलीमरेज 1, 2, 3 आर सेपरेटली ट्रांसक्राइब्स आरआरएनए, टीआरएनए एंड एमआरएनए, ये याद रखना है। तो आरएनए पॉलीमरेज 1 ट्रांसक्राइब करता है आरआरएनए को, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज 2 ट्रांसक्राइब करता है टीआरएनए को, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज 3 ट्रांसक्राइब करता है एमआरएनए को। तो ये हो गया एक डिफरेंस, जो कि प्रोकैरियोट में नहीं होता है, यूकैरियोट में होता है। सेम जैसा आपने डायग्राम मैंने बनाया था प्रोकैरियोट्स को समझाने के टाइम, वही सेम डायग्राम यहाँ पे भी बनानी है, एग्जैक्टली द सेम डायग्राम। उसके बाद क्या करना है, डायग्राम बनाने के बाद हमें एक न्यूली फॉर्म्ड आरएनए दिखानी है। जो न्यूली फॉर्म्ड आरएनए दिखाएंगे उसको हम एमआरएनए नहीं लिख सकते, क्योंकि ट्रांसक्रिप्शन जो यूकैरियोट में होता है, इसको क्योंकि मोनोसिस्टोनिक जीन में होता है, तो इसको काफ़ी सारी एक्टिविटीज प्रोसेसेस के थ्रू गुजरना पड़ता है। जैसे कि स्प्लाइसिंग होगा। स्प्लाइसिंग क्यों होगा? क्योंकि मोनोसिस्टोनिक जीन में इंट्रोन भी होता है और एक्सोन भी होता है। तो इंट्रोन जो है ये वो एरिया होता है जहाँ पे ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नहीं होता है। इंट्रोन्स आर ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली इनएक्टिव रीजन्स। सो पहले क्या करना है, इंट्रोन्स को हटा दिया, कैसे? काट के, बाय द हेल्प ऑफ एंडोन्यूक्लियस। ठीक है। फिर जो एक्सोन्स हमें मिला उनको ज्वाइन करना है, किसके हेल्प से? बाय द हेल्प ऑफ डीएनए लाइगेज। ज्वाइनिंग के साथ साथ, जिसको हम ज्वाइनिंग बोल रहे हैं, उसको हम कैपिंग भी बोल सकते हैं। तो ये जो ज्वाइनिंग होता है इसको कैपिंग बोलेंगे। कैपिंग कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा? क्योंकि डीएनए से जब आरएनए फॉर्मेशन होगा, जहाँ पे जैसे कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक जा रहा है, 5 एंड पे 5 एंड तक जब जाएगा, यहाँ पे खत्म होगा तो यहाँ से बनेगा ना। तो अगर यहाँ से बनेगा तो इसकी पोलैरिटी किस डायरेक्शन में होगा? 5 प्राइम टू 3 प्राइम। तो डीएनए का सेगमेंट का पोलैरिटी 3 to प्राइम है, पर आरएनए का जो पोलैरिटी है वो 5 to 3 है। इसको आपको याद रखना है हर हाल में। डीएनए का जो पोलैरिटी है वो 3 to 5 है, आरएनए का जो पोलैरिटी है वो 5 to 3 है। तो ये जो 5 to 3 हमें मिल गया, अब इसका क्या होगा? कैपिंग होगा। जैसे कि बोला स्प्लाइसिंग तो हो गया, अब होगा कैपिंग। कैपिंग होगा इस रीजन से, 5 प्राइम एंड से, मतलब इस साइड से होगा, लेफ्ट साइड से ऐसे होगा। किसके हेल्प से? मिथाइल गुआनोसाइन ट्राइफॉस्फेट इज द एंजाइम विच हेल्प्स इन द कैपिंग ऑफ द एचएनआरएनए। फिर से बताती हूँ, एचएनआरएनए इसको इसलिए बोलेंगे क्योंकि अभी इसमें प्रोसेसिंग बाकी है। तो कैपिंग होता जाएगा। एक एंड पे जैसे ही वो पूरा सेगमेंट के ऊपर कैपिंग, मतलब सारे एक्सोन्स ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे। अब क्या होगा? टेलिंग होगा। जैसे कि हम ढक्कन बंद करते हैं, जोड़ते गए बहुत सारे स्टिक्स को, जहाँ पे खत्म वहाँ पे हमने क्लोज कर दिया। तो यहाँ पे आर्डिनिलेट रेसिड्यू जो है ये हेल्प करता है कैपिंग। अब ये प्रोसेसेस होने के बाद जो आरएनए हमें मिला, अब हम इसको एमआरएनए बोलेंगे। जस्ट आफ्टर ट्रांसक्रिप्शन जो आरएनए मिलेगा उसको एचएनआरएनए बोलेंगे। एचएनआरएनए फुल्ली प्रोसेस्ड होने के बाद जाके हम उसको एमआरएनए बोलेंगे। अब जो एमआरएनए बना ये अब रेडी है ट्रांसलेशन के लिए, क्योंकि पहले ट्रांसक्रिप्शन होता है और बाद में ट्रांसलेशन होता है। बट प्रोकैरियोट्स में क्या हो रहा था, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन और ट्रांसलेशन एट ए टाइम होता था, क्योंकि उसमें पॉलीसिस्टोनिक जीन था। पर यूकैरियोट में क्योंकि मोनोसिस्टोनिक जीन है, तो पहले ट्रांसक्रिप्शन होगा, फिर प्रोसेसिंग होगा, उसके बाद हमें एमआरएनए मिलेगा और उस एमआरएनए के ऊपर ही जाके ट्रांसलेशन होगा। तो आई थिंक आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया, नहीं भी आया तो कोई बात नहीं, बार बार आप देखो और चैप्टर को रीड करो, तब जाके समझ में नहीं आएगा तो पूछ सकते हो। तो आई थिंक क्लियर। और एक बात याद रखना, डायग्राम कंपलसरी है, कोई भी नहीं बना रहा डायग्राम, तो डायग्राम बनानी है किसकी, इसकी भी बनानी है, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन इन यूकैरियोट्स का डायग्राम बनानी है, जैसे आपने ये प्रोकैरियोट्स में बनाया था, ठीक है। सो फॉर टुडे दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर ट्रांसक्रिप्शन in eukaryotes.